So there's a Reddit post recently. About what the best combo first turn your deck could pull off was. I'm going to show you two different versions of an almost identical combo. And then I'm also going to show you a different combo that creates an even stronger field. This will of course be first turn, so I'll have only 5 cards available to me. By the way, this is not traditional Fire Fists. This is a 60 card Fire Fist version that I'm currently missing 9 cards for. So, it's a fun deck, it's a casual deck, but it can still have very explosive plays, as I'm about to show you. By the way, these are the only 2 extra deck cards I will be using. These 2 cards, you could replace them with essentially any staple trap. I would honestly prefer Vanities over the Bottomless. In one of the combos, I'll actually be having 5 cards when I should have 6 because I am going second. So you can just pretend that there's a Vanities in addition to these 2, and just imagine how horrible that is. So, the first combo, we're going to assume that I'm going first. The best hand that I can open going first is this right here. Again, replacing those 2 with something staple. We're going to call this my deck, because these are the only cards I'll be pulling from through these entire combos. The first version of this combo will create a strong field, but it will use your extra deck, which you don't always want to do. #Shadalls. So first we're going to summon Raven. Next we're going to transmodify and bring out Dragon. Raven effect activates, and since we have a Tenki, we're going to search a Tensu. It doesn't matter which of these 2 you have. You can even substitute the Tenki for a level 4 Fire Fist. However, I'm using Tenki because 200 more, and it actually allows the combo to continue on further. Activating Tensu, Dragon's effect goes off. We can set Tensen or Tenken. It doesn't matter which one you set right now. We're going to go ahead and activate Tenki. The first combo I will show you involves the extra deck, so while it is weak to Shadalls, it is the stronger combo in general. Tenki will search out Buffalo, and we will Tensu summon Buffalo. Dragon effect will bring back Raven. You might ask why we're doing this. That is because Raven has a very nice effect who I actually don't care about right now. But Raven's effect is any fire formation spell and traps can't be destroyed by card effects my opponent controls. The real reason is because next turn, if Tiger King dies, or if they put a monster on board that isn't a Beast Warrior, we can detach Buffalo, negate their effects, perhaps even Tenken the Tiger King, and then we can send these 2 to the graveyard, get the Buffalo, and grab a Tenki from the deck. There's a Tenki. Let's grab a Tenki from the deck. That's all next turn. So that's the stronger of the 2 combos. Now, let me gather all these up and show you the essentially identical combo. It's essentially identical to the point where you're even opening the same 3 cards. It will create a better field for the Shadal matchup. So this will often be your actual first turn. If you draw this, that is. We're going to go transmodify Raven again. And we're still going to go into Dragon. Search the Tensu and get the Tenken. We're going to activate Tenki, but instead of searching Buffalo, we're going to search Snake. Next, we're going to activate Dragon to bring back Raven, and activate Snake's effect. Snake's effect will set the Tensen. Then we set the Bottomless and Solemn, and we pass turn. You could also continue this further, go into Tiger King, grab, I don't even know what you'd grab. You could grab Gyoko, you could grab Tenki, but honestly, I'd rather save this field and be able to go into Tiger King next turn if nothing happens. So, that's the going first combo. Now for the going second combo. You're gonna see something similar. I'm going to put Raven in my opening hand. Now, for this combo, you do not need Raven in your opening hand. Just like for the last combo, instead of Raven, you could have had a Tenki and a level 4. Instead of the Tenki searching out the snake, you just activate the Tenki first and search out the Raven. Which is honestly, actually slightly more likely, I do believe. But, we're going to do this. These two, and a Circle of the Fire Kings. As well as these two cards, and some unnamed traps that nobody cares about. That people actually do care about. Let's call it Vanity's Emptiness. My Vanities are hiding in some other deck right now. Probably my Macro Beat. I'll find out once I continue this video. Going on to Macro Beats, in fact. So, with this one, I'm going to summon a card. We're going to assume they have a monster in back row, but no Solemns or anything like that. So I'm going to Onslaught into 4. Doesn't matter, defense or attack. If nothing happens to it, it's going away anyways. Now, you could Onslaught into Raven if you have Boar in hand. I just did it this way because I like opening Raven every single time it happens. So, we're going to go for Black Rose, use its effect. However, Raven will be Chainlink 1, Black Rose will be Chainlink 2. This is because Raven's trigger was met first. It was sent to the graveyard before Black Rose was summoned. And therefore, Raven's effect will be Chainlink 1. Black Rose's effect will be Chainlink 2. Now let's say they go for a breakthrough skill on our Black Rose or a Veiler or something. We're going to chain the Circle of the Fire Kings, which we honestly might do anyways. We're going to bring back the Raven by killing the Black Rose. Black Rose's effect will continue and go off, and then we will get the first Raven. Now the second Raven will trigger for the second time because Raven is not a once per turn effect. So we now have a Tenki and a Tensu. More likely than not, you are going to want to search Rooster in this situation. You could search your Dragon. Dragon would allow you to grab back the Boar, and you could go into one of two plays. You could go into a Keyring play, which might sound stupid, but is actually quite good. And in fact, if you're going for pure damage, it is better, instead of getting the Rooster, to get the Dragon. The Dragon will allow you to quickly bring back your Boar. And right here, you can attack for 29. Synchro or overlay into Tiger King. Get another Tenki from your deck. Get a Tensu or a Tensen. Both Keyring and Tiger King can search either spell or trap when they're summoned. This way you have a large wall that lowers your opponent's attack. Or, and this is the method I prefer, you have these two on field, and this is still in graveyard, by the way. Instead of searching Dragon, you search Rooster. You summon Rooster, attack for 17, then use Rooster effect to cycle out into a Tenkin. Set the Tenkin, and then set your 3 cards, and you pass turn. Let's say during their main phase they try and do something, or they declare they're going to end their main phase. Go ahead and chain your Tenkin during their main phase. And then once it's your turn again, you're going to draw, doesn't matter. Swap it out for a Tenki. That is why I prefer Rooster. Rooster makes this deck a thing. But yeah, that's this deck. Let me go ahead and grab you Macro Garden. This is the deck I was playing with earlier today. After horrible results followed by incredibly good results, I don't know what to think of the deck. But I still really like it, so I'm not upset that I built it. Let's go ahead and slip these back into their box, though. I know what this bad. There we go. Found it. 90% certain my Vanity's Emptiness are hiding in this box. 100%, because I do remember using them today. I do believe I organized this hand. Yes, it does appear so. So that was my first idea of the best possible opening hand this deck has. I've since altered it to, instead of Tenki, we're going to just have a Thunderbird. Why? Because Thunderbird's bigger, that's why. Literally, that's it. So we're going to summon Thunderbird, activate Garden, chain Thunderbird, set 3 pass. Thunderbird comes back, we're going to go ahead and chain Macro. And that is the best opening hand that Macro Garden Beat has. In addition to having a Macro and a Your Monster is Going to Go Away Now button, it also has Advantages and Emptiness prepared for it, as well as Black Garden. That is game. This field is game for a lot of decks. There are very few decks that can manage to get over this situation effectively, at least not the meta. Stellar Knights, dead. Stellar Knights, dead. Light Swarm, dead. Shadal's dead. Burning Abyss, dead. Shadal's Burning Abyss. It's just a really good opening field. Do we have any other decks? I'm not going to bother going through the Light Swarm best opening hand, because that's just like Solar Recharge, Solar Recharge, Solar Recharge, Solar Charge of the Light Brigade, Soul Charge, Raiden, Mill 2, Gareth, Mill 2, draw 2, Raiden, end phase Raiden 2, Gareth 2, draw 2, blah 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 blah. And you end up with like 1 card left in your deck and can OTK next turn no matter what your opponent tries to do to stop you. That's Light Sworns. What other decks do I have? I have Spellbooks. I can just tell you the Spellbooks one. I'm going to open Blue Boy, Secrets, Master, Priestess, and a back row. Maybe the Vanities that I keep moving between decks because I only own 2. So yeah, there you go. That is the best opening hand for Prophecies. You could argue that the Priestess is superfluous and you instead want another back row card. But I don't think Blue Boy Beat works very well when you only run 1 power. So, those are my decks. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know what else to say. Fuck you guys. There, I said something. Goodbye.